You are far smarter than you can ever imagine.
We having problems?
There is no obstacle that you cannot overcome, no problem that you cannot solve, and no goal that you cannot achieve by applying your mind to your situation.
Go on and yo,
What up, though? Happy Monday or
Happy
whatever.
Motherfucking Monday or whatever. That's what we doing. Happy Monday or whatever.
Or whatever.
Right,
Happy Monday.
Whatever. Happy Monday. What's up with you?
What's goody, Two Shoes?
You know what I mean? I did a lot of drinking this past week. Did a lot of drinking this past weekend. I did a lot of drinking, and I ain't upset. I ain't sad about it.
Is that different from usual?
Yeah. Well, I think I did a little bit more drinking than I normally do.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I think that's what it was. I did a little more drinking, but you know what I mean? I had last week I was in class, right? So I had a pretty much a normal fucking shift, and I forgot what it was like to have a normal shift. You know what I mean? I forgot what it was like getting off at a normal time. You know what I mean? You're off like normal people in traffic at 3:30. You're going home 3 o'clock. You're going home, and when I get home, I'm sitting there and I'm looking around like, huh. What the fuck? I said, I'm not used to it. So it was a little weird. I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it. I noticed that being home more means I ate more. You ever sit around the house and you just want to fucking snack all day? That was me last week. I was snacking, I was drinking.
You know I can't relate to nothing you're saying. Say why, Kiki?
No, I'm not going to ask why because I already know. You know what I mean? So right now, I'm getting ready to join you because I'm working, starting tomorrow, I'll be working 3 to 11. And that's going to be my shift for the next 6 months. So it gave me a week of, what was it, normalcy. Like it was normal. I felt like a normal human being. I could go out to like freaking happy hour and have drinks. It was a little weird. It was a little weird.
I still cannot do that. I do 12 hours and my 12 hours start at 7. So then I have a day job. So a lot of times my days blend. There was one time I think when I was on vacation, I came back on a Wednesday or something. I said I could go and do happy hour with somebody. I can go to somebody's bike night somewhere. Like that, it was something that I hadn't experienced in a long time. So I definitely understand what you're saying. But
don't you miss it though?
Part,
I mean, don't you miss it though? Like, I miss that part of being normal. And so like, we've been locked down a little over a year now, and now we can start. I want to get out. I want to socialize. I want to be normal again. I want to go out. I want to do normal shit that I was doing before these stupid shifts started. Like, I was able to get off and go to bike night, like you said. If I wanted to stop it and go hit a happy hour and just chill, I could do that. Now, with this kind of schedules we work, we don't see that shit, man. You know?
I'm praying though. I'm praying, and I'm putting it out there. I'm praying that that the weird shift era will be over, and I will have somewhat of a normal life where I could choose. And I'm praying for that. Positively.
I'm seconding that notion. You know what I mean? I'm seconding that notion. And if I can finish up, if I'm able to finish up this stuff, your boy going back to school.
I said the same thing. Let's go.
Right now,
you will go.
all I gotta do is finish up the financial aid side of the shit, that part of it, and I'm going back to school. You know what I mean? It's that time. We talked about it last week, but today I'm calling it, and then I'm calling out. And so from my voice to God's ears, I need a normal shift, please. Get me off of what I'm doing now. Send me something that's giving me some back to being a normal person. You know what I mean? Where I can have my weekends off. You know what I mean? Where I can be off Saturday. I can get off Friday night and have Saturday and Sunday to chill. You know what I mean? And hang out with everybody.
I want to be out when the sun is out because right now I'm nocturnal as I don't know what. I definitely am an entire vampire. I definitely am a night crawler.
I'm right there with you. Like, because, in the wintertime, you getting off at 9 p.m., you don't see, you see daylight when you first start your shift. After that, it's dark. You know what I mean? And now I'm still going to be on a shift where it's just going to be dark. When I'm working, it's going to be dark at night. You know what I mean? I want to go back to just having that normal shit where we could just fucking, hey,
Well,
Kiki, you want to meet up? Let's go.
that's our prayer for both of us in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Please, somebody pray for us. Please, somebody pray for us.
Tone, I got a question for you.
What up, though?
I was sitting here drying my eyes. I was crying incessantly. Guess why?
Why?
Okay, were you a fan of wrestling?
Fuck yeah. Who wasn't a fan?
I implore you, please, please, please look at the biography of Roddy Piper.
Really?
It's on A&E.
He was
Y'all
the man.
check it out. Those Tweety, Tisha, PJ, check it out. The demons that people face and the face that they put on when you see them, that's real. That shit real, and I can identify with that. The person that Roddy Piper was, it wasn't who he was, but he became that because that's who he was.
Because you're living that lifestyle, and essentially that becomes who you are. It's not an act anymore. It's the real deal. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
We have to, and on that note, I just ask people try to stay as close to who you are, as grounded, as authentic, as genuine as you can. Because I'm telling you, that man died at 61. At 61, just you gotta watch it. I ain't gonna give it away.
Okay, don't ruin it for me. I'm going because I'm going to watch it because I'm a big wrestling fan. I mean, when we was kids, you know what I mean? It was so bad for us when we were kids. Well, at school, we would be like, yo, I'm Randy Macho Man Savage. You know what I mean? All right, cool, big dude. I'm Hulk Hogan. Okay, another fan. I'm Andre the Giant. And we be in that joint wrestling, trying to pull the wrestle moves. I got suspended for that shit. I tried to drop kick a nigga off the top of the fucking band. You know what I mean? I got suspended for that shit, man. But yo, I love wrestling. You know what I mean? So I think it'll be a good watch. I'm gonna check it out. I will definitely check it out.
Some of the things that helped me relive, I guess, my childhood or my younger, easier times. That stuff makes me cry, you know, because you forget about it. Like time goes by, and you forget all about Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan and
what about the Ultimate Warrior? Do you remember the Ultimate Warrior?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The Wonder Boy. I mean, Nature Boy. You know Nature Boy died too?
Yeah, yo, do you remember Chris Benoit? Remember he fucking snapped and killed everybody, killed Cobra. You know what I mean? Yeah, but these were wrestlers. There was a lot of them that we grew up watching. Like, yo, what the fuck, yo? And some of these stories, like they have the Dark Side of the Ring. There's the show called The Dark Side of the Ring. I watched it a few times. You know what I mean? And it tells you what you don't see. You know what I mean? Out in the public, you don't see that part. You know what I mean? And what they going through behind closed doors and in real life shit. Shit crazy, man.
Here's a spoiler. I'm gonna say it anyway because I feel like it. Because I can't. Okay. Ronda Rousey got her name blessed from Roddy Piper.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit! So he allowed her to use the name. Okay, that's kind of fucking cool.
Sweetie, please go and look at it.
It's something that we should check out and see. You know what I mean? Support it. Check it out. I think the way it sounds so far, it sounds like it's pretty good. Sounds like something I'm going to want to sit there and watch.
No, it's pretty good. Another question. And I know DMX died 2 weeks ago, but I saw his funeral the other day.
I could watch. I was in and out on it because I had other things that was going on throughout the day, and from the parts I saw, it was like, okay, wow. I keep hearing about this fucking dude that was a nobody that was made a scene or something like that at his funeral. You know what I mean? So I saw people were talking about it. I really didn't catch that part. Maybe somebody can help me out with that. But
we can always White Man see if White Man can pull it up.
Here's my thing. I think the tribute to him and his final ride, that was fucking amazing. You shut the city down for that dude. You know what I mean? That to me was amazing. And you know what I mean? And you hear about, if you listen to all these accolades that they were giving him, you know what I mean? It would have been better, like she said, give him the accolades while he was alive. He deserved it while he was alive. You know what I mean? He deserved all that. Look at that shit.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. If that doesn't nothing to your heart.
Does that not say something to you? If you can't feel that, then as a biker, as us bikers, we feel that. Because we give that love when you have a fallen soldier. You know what I mean? And this was dope, man. Look how they carried that man through the city on that truck. That's fucking amazing, bro. That was amazing how
He
they
had
just
one last ride with his homies. One last ride.
that's right. Come on, man. That's love. You know what I mean? But you look at all the accolades, and what people looked at him as was this man that struggled with demons and he was in pain and couldn't get past the drug addiction and couldn't do this. But you never knew about all the other stuff that he was doing behind the scenes, the positive things that he was doing for the community, the giving back and everything. That was never talked about. You know what I mean? Until now, they talking about it, and you're like, wow, I'm really stepped back. I'm really blown away by this guy. You know what I mean? DMX is always going to be, you know what I mean? That's why I'm dark man tone today. I'm dark man tone. You know what I mean? I ain't that dark. I should have been light man tone. That would have been better. Should have been light man tone. That would be it. Yeah, LMT. But yeah.
Well, what about people, Tone? Because I'm gonna play devil's advocate, if you don't
Okay.
mind.
Please go right ahead.
As you guys watch this amazing last ride, with thousands and thousands of bikers paying tributes and their last respects to DMX.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate
Okay.
because a lot of people tend to forget the bad things that people were or weren't
Okay.
because they are now dead. And
Okay.
I don't really believe in that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you should highlight the things that they did wrong, but
Okay.
it's definitely a part of who their personality was, because you got to admit something, that without the demons that he had, he couldn't have been as great as he was. He wouldn't have been who he was
I
without
agree
those
with that.
demons.
I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that. You know what I mean? The demons that he
Look at this.
struggled,
Look at this. What is he doing?
the demons that he struggled with made him who he was. You know,
What they
I
do?
mean,
They stop it.
when you look at that, I mean, that's you know what I mean, that's some love right there. You
Now
know,
that Broccoli Center, the Broccoli Center that he had his funeral at. Have you ever gone there before?
I've been there before.
Did you see how they packed that place?
Yeah, but you couldn't think that they wouldn't. If you thought that they wouldn't and it wasn't going to go like that, that was on you. I personally think he was a prophet. Period. Was the
Okay.
man perfect? Nah, but he was a prophet. He was a prophet, a modern day prophet. Arguably.
Now, I'm going to tell you why people may or may not have been surprised that it went that way, right? Because just a
Okay.
week ago, and we can find it. I appreciate it being shown. But just a
Okay.
week ago, Wendy Williams, for some reason, was on one of her things, and I know, but I saw it, so I gotta say it.
Okay.
Wendy, you give me that look, so Wendy
Nigga, like,
Williams, Wendy Williams was on one of her things, and she called her car. This is her speaking, and they asked to go to Yonkers the day they whatever happened, and she went there and tried to make this big entrance, and no one was there. She said she hooked up with some of the locks or whatever, trying to thinking they was gonna have some party for him that night, and nothing happened. So in her brain, she was putting out that she thought, that people wasn't showing him no love. Now, if the people who follow her was stood on her every last word, to them, that would have been the last thing that happened.
okay.
You wouldn't be able to tell them that this thing that we just showed had ever happened.
First and foremost, we're talking about Wendy fucking Williams. You know what I mean? I think the bitch is an alien. She's not from this planet. She didn't fuck. She looks horrible. She looks horrible. She looks like a fucking handicapped pencil. Like her shit is really fucked up. Like, first off, you have to look at all. This is that is a negative chick, Slim. I don't give a fuck what you say. She is a negative individual. So when it comes to her, her words hold no weight with me at all. Period. I wouldn't give a fuck if she was dead right. I still don't want to hear what she got to say because she's full of shit. She wants a lot of motherfucking bullshit, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Look, the man was loved, and this is what it is. You know what I mean? The man had 15 kids, yo. 15 kids. He was fucking. He was fucking. Like, bruh. You know what I mean? He probably ran through all them bitches with, you know what I mean? All them bitches, and that's all he ran through all them bitches, man. I mean, But his kids loved him. He had a relationship with his kids. The most important thing is he had a relationship with God, and nobody can say anybody out there prays for everybody. Like DMX prayed for everybody. Who else did that on a fucking album? And you start your album with a prayer and end it with a prayer. You're praying for everybody listening to that shit. Come on, man. Nobody ever like I'm gonna dare to say this because somebody's gonna jump mad at me. I think DMX's biggest was a bigger star than Jay-Z. Jay-Z just did the financial shit right and put himself in those positions and places and that. But as stardom wise, I think X was bigger than him.
Define bigger. In what area?
Global,
in what arena?
On a global scale, I think X was bigger than him. You know what I mean? You knew X. X had a unique style at that growl. Tell me that growl didn't get you, Kiki. You heard that fucking growl. Look. You heard that growl. That growl didn't do something to you. You know what I mean? Like people would, he would sell out wherever he went. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say he's bigger than. Well, see, because I'm not a big Jigga fan, but I think lyrically, I think he was. That man was a beast. He was a beast. Argue with me.
Wow, I don't know. Sweet said, I'm gonna sit on this one. PJ said Jay-Z is the biggest hip hop star out right now, next to Drake. I'm gonna ask.
I think Drake is big. I think Drake is a bigger star. I think Drake is a bigger star.
Bigger star than Drake? You said Drake?
And Jay-Z. I think he's a bigger star than Jay-Z.
DMX.
No, I'm saying because when he said, I'm replying to Mr. Coleman. I'm replying to what PJ said when he was like, "Yo, Jay-Z is just." I think Drake is bigger. I don't think Jay-Z is the biggest star. Jay-Z is a businessman now. He's a businessman. You know what I mean? Like, yo.
Dark man tone.
Yo.
Got my hand up.
What's up?
You better go back to a time where nothing but Jay-Z hits was smacking, slapping, cracking. He ran the rap game for at least 10 years. He ran it. You can look at me if you want to. I like when you look at me like that. You know that, right? Or somebody that he touched, his conglomerates, his underlings. Come on. They ran it. DMX.
He was a business. And Jay-Z is a business. One of the shit it was a business for Jay-Z. It's a business for Jay-Z.
It ain't always been that way because when you came out with Reasonable Doubt, you came out the Blueprint 1 and 2. This nigga was dropping stuff overnight. It wasn't about business then. Like it was, but we didn't know it. So you speaking of this latter years as an artist. You're not speaking of his body of work. Don't make me have to go statistical stand. Vic Man White.
Yo,
white man Dick.
That fucking name is killing me. Dick Van White. Man,
Dick Van White, come on in now.
Oh. Hi, what's up?
He is saying that arguably DMX was a bigger star than Jay-Z. He's on the highest amount of coke. I'm telling you.
No, I ain't on the coke. I'm just saying. I think. You know what I mean?
I'll state this. I kind of agree with Tone on the business aspect of Jay-Z. His businesses has made him more profitable than DMX.
We ain't speaking about profit.
Yeah. Well, hear me out. I really think, though, DMX within the community of New York, because everyone knows hip hop is born and raised in New York. I think a lot more people are more connected to DMX than Jay-Z. Jay-Z has become a sort of like a corporate entity. The way he started to the point of where he is now. DMX stayed true to who he was. He stayed true to his roots. And even though, like you said, like we've all said, he had his demons and things like that. But he kept it real. He kept it 100. it's kind of unfortunate that his demons consumed him, but again, it's kind of tough to compare who's the bigger star, so to speak, when they're both are two different people and going in two different lanes.
Yes.
Okay.
I said apples. It's like comparing apples and sirloins to me.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Mr. Coleman said DMX 2-year run was great. Was his first 3 albums was great, but Jay ran the game longer. Okay, DMX had more than a 2-year run. You know what I mean? There was more than a 2-year run with DMX here. You know, and it was at one time. All you heard was just Rough Riders, and this was when Jay-Z was out, but it was Rough Riders. It was it. They took over. Jay-Z had longevity, you know what I mean? Because like it was a businessman. So he did the business aspect. That's why he was there. But if he had stayed true to the game, like Reasonable Doubt, and stayed true like DMX did, or like a lot of these artists did, and stayed true to their shit, would Jay-Z be as the star he is today? And I say no. And I say no, because most of these dudes, Jay-Z has not stayed true to what got him there.
Okay, Mr. Coleman says if Jay-Z were to die, he said if Jay-Z were to die, the world would shut down.
Fuck out of here! Mr. Coleman, you my brother. Fucks with you, but I disagree with that completely and wholeheartedly. I don't think the world was shut down. You know what I mean? He's got enough money to make shit happen.
Don't stop for a heartbeat.
Yes, it will.
No,
I agree, right, man.
But I think
I'd like to separate finances because we tend to throw finances into a lot to elevate one's status. I want to talk about the music. I want to talk about, because I'm a big rap fan, period. And I can say that
I disagree with you.
DMX, I agree with you. He did stay true to whatever he did. He did have the locks. He did have these people. He did have this. The Rough Rider era was nice, and I was a DMX fan, right? And while Jay-Z was out, it was they was giving each other a run for their money because Jay-Z he didn't have his niche yet. But once he got his niche, I ain't gonna say DMX who, but once he got his niche and found his lane, there was nobody else in that lane. And Nas had to come back and show him what lane. He had to come back. You know what I'm saying? But during Jay-Z run,
let's not have that discussion. You know what I mean? Because I think Jay-Z stole. I think Jay-Z stole is still smoking off of Ether.
From Ether.
Killed him. He didn't even have a response for Ether. He didn't have nothing for Ether.
I said he came back and showed them, but before Jay-Z ran this mother, I'm telling you, his influence was everywhere. Jigga was the person that you want to have a feature on your stuff. Jigga was the one that you want to have his hand in your business. And
he was business minded the way he did it. Hold on, let's when you want to look at that, DMX struggled with his demons.
Correct.
That was his downfall in the hip hop game. If he didn't struggle with them demons, this conversation, you would have a different opinion because he would fall off because he was struggling with his demons. How many times did DMX go to jail because he was a nigga still in the street and he was struggling with his demons? How many times did you hear about him being locked up? How many times did he have to go off to rehab? That was all time taken away from the studio and where Jay-Z continued on. That's the difference there. That is the big difference, and that's what we're all now looking at.
Well, so you proving a point, because if it was a fifth, we all be drunk. The fact that his career got cut kind of short because of whatever demons he struggled with.
And so Jay-Z was a business.
Here's another thing. Here's another thing that a lot of people keep forgetting is accessibility. DMX was willing to be accessible, was willing to be out there and have a helping hand, and even during what he was ever going through, he was willing to. You see him on the Breakfast Club several more times than Jay-Z ever was. Jay-Z was always in some corporate business mindset, which is fine, again, to secure his bag and secure whatever legacy he's trying to
I'm
put
not
out
knocking
there.
him. I'm not knocking him for
But
that. No,
yeah,
I'm not knocking
but DMX, I think, is like, again, if you're trying to base off of, again, albums after albums, of course, Jay-Z will have the better albums and all that stuff. Again, he has that more pop feel.
Okay.
But as
Quick.
for legacy, as for something to where, you stated earlier, who will shut down New York for at least a day? We just saw that. DMX shut that down. I think Jay-Z it'll be a hot minute, but then again, I think DMX is a more of a bigger thing than, because I think Jay-Z now, if mind you, I feel like the way his lifestyle is now, I think he'll be okay. I think he'll die a great old man, and I think ourselves will probably say, hey, it's sad to see him go, but it was time and all that stuff. But DMX, this kind of hurt, and it hurt a lot of folks, which I can see right now.
So
Jay-Z
here's what I'm
will
saying.
not shut down America. He will not shut down America. This statement is totally wrong. His wife might be,
that's what Mr. Coleman said.
not him.
Mr. Coleman, I want what Mr. Coleman is drinking right now. I want what Mr. Coleman is drinking.
He's drinking Beyonce. He's drinking Beyonce's lemonade because that's why he's all on this.
So here's my thing. When Biggie died, they didn't shut the city down. They shut the borough down. Shut a borough down for him. It was Brooklyn. It was shut down for Biggie. But DMX, they shut the city down. It shows you the stature.
Now, are you on high? Are you reading this?
I'm trying to get
him. You need to call that man and tell him to stop lying.
Wilding today.
Tell him to stop lying to himself.
Oh my God, he is wilding today. I'm just saying he's entitled. Mr. Coleman is entitled to his opinion. But yeah, you just took Jay-Z and put him on the same level as Prince and MJ. Come on, Mr. Coleman. You wilding right now, son. You wilding. Yeah, that's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Jay went, and so to answer his question, because Mr. Coleman said earlier, he said Jay-Z survived either any other rapper would have been a career killer. Correct. And you know what? And that is correct. And you know why he survived? Because he knew he couldn't climb that fucking tree no more. He knew he wasn't built for that. Because had you took yourself to that level and stooped to the level and kept going back and forth, you wouldn't have been that career Mongol that you are right now. You know what I mean? Nas was smart too. That's another smart business-minded motherfucker and got stacks. You know what I mean? Nas is another one. But did Nas get the notoriety that Jay-Z's getting? No.
So,
you know what I mean?
Tone.
What up, boo?
Would you be saying this same conversation if DMX was alive and well this week? Would you still have the same opinion if he was alive and well?
If the topic came up, I would still feel the same way. And that's me speaking. Because I'm an X fan. I've always been an X fan. X, his music helped me get through some real fucked up shit in my life. You know what I mean? It was some dark times, but you know what I mean? Listen, the X was like, when he started talking, I could feel him. I could understand. I could relate to some of the shit he was going through and some of the shit he was talking about. So it was a difference for me. You know what I mean? When Jay-Z came out, their first album was fucking bananas. Reasonable Doubt was fucking fire. You know what I mean? But then you changed and went commercial. You changed and went commercial. You know what I mean? And niggas was ate it up. I mean, like,
not right away.
I am not a big Jay-Z fan.
I have to understand something. I'm going to do active listening with you. You're telling me that Reasonable Doubt was the only real album Jay-Z had. After that, he was commercial. Right after, soon as the stuff dried on Reasonable Doubt, he went commercial. Because he wasn't even a big star at that moment. He wasn't even a big star.
You made me leave my work vest on. This
conversation
needs some construction.
Look, come on, Mr. Coleman.
Listen.
Come on.
DMX. If a person put DMX on his stratosphere, it's for very personal reasons. He has never been mentioned on the Mount Rushmore. People love living in the moment. He died. Of course, people are going to rank him more. Have this same conversation a year from now, 2 years from now, and ain't going to be a lot of people talking about DMX. And that's just how people are. You might, but that's how people are. They love to forget the good ones. You remember when Nipsey Hussle died? All of a sudden, he was this great.
Personally, I never jumped that bandwagon because I didn't think Nipsey Hussle was.
But back to the argument. You said let's get back to the original question. Okay. You said you feel that DMX was a bigger. Make sure I got it right. Was a bigger star than Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Impossible.
I think so.
Really?
I mean,
Jay-Z?
Yes.
Like Jay-Z
was a business
track still to this day, and they can make that joint a #1 hit on Spotify or on time. Right now, at his age. DMX was struggling. He just didn't even know he was on the lady. Let's be for real.
He was struggling with his demons.
Okay, then guess what? Your legacy. That is a part of your legacy. Yes. Hey, listen, if I go out here and throw 20 touchdown ball game, and then the next day, wow, should have get locked up. All you gonna remember that's 20 touchdowns, not what I could have been. At the end of the day,
his body of work suffered
his legacy. His demons fucked up his legacy. I can't look.
His demons are a part of it. It didn't fuck up his legacy. It's part of his legacy.
I think his demons didn't fuck up his legacy. I think his demons is part of his legacy.
I agree with that.
I think with his demons, we wouldn't have seen and embraced the struggles that he's gone through, and he put it in his music many times over.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, I to this day, I still think he's such a commercial artist. I really, just like his wife, I really don't get the true essence of who he is.
Do y'all realize? When Jay-Z, after Reasonable Doubt, when Jay-Z was on MTV, it was the same music. He brought MTV over to the streets. If I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna make me mine. That was the most pop song he ever put out.
Right.
And that was his biggest hit.
Okay.
But most of the stuff that a lot of people, but here's the thing, a lot of the songs that a lot of people are connected to, and a lot of people's songs that relate more to DMX and, beyond that. And especially like Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, that's even more relatable than anything. But pick a Jay-Z song that people will say that touched my soul. Is it Girls?
Jay-Z has a song for every mood that right now. If you want to party and bust bottles, he got one. If you breaking up with your girl, he got one. If you out here slanks, he got one. He got his catalog is so deep. He has a song for every mood you in. And no offense,
just like a pop artist. Just like a pop artist.
Give me an album.
No. So if he has a song for every catalog, my favorite artist all time is Tupac. And once again, his argument for Tupac was always Tupac had a song for every single mood you was in. He was versatile. He can go pop, he can go street, he can go political, he can do all those things. Z is in that same realm. If I want to listen to some dark, heavy shit, I will listen to DMX. For example, I listened to a DMX song before every one of my football games since I was a little kid. I'm a fan. I'm not just because I'm elevating Jay-Z doesn't mean that I'm saying DMX is some shit. His run was phenomenal. This first 3 album run was great. He the only artist to ever go double platinum or triple platinum with 2 albums in 1 year. The dude is a legend. But he's not. He's not
Dark and Hell is Hot, and then he dropped. He dropped. It's Dark and Hell is Hot, and then not too long after he dropped Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood.
Yeah, within 1 year, that was phenomenal. That was phenomenal.
And they both cracked. And
the Rough Rider label, the main street label, so they say that's something that y'all just don't do. You don't release 2 major albums on a major record label within 1 year. You gotta let the first one breathe and go on tour.
But okay, so answer me, has Jay-Z done something like that?
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. Guaranteed if he was to drop. Guarantee if he would have dropped any of his two, you can put any of his 2 albums back to back, the shit would have went platinum. Same material, same CD. If you would have dropped 2 in 1 year, it would have. If he would have dropped one in the first quarter of the year and dropped another album in the fourth quarter of the year, both of them bitches would have went platinum.
No lie there.
Okay. You know what? He's not going to do it anyway. I think he's past his prime. He's past his done. You ain't going to hear another Jay-Z. He's not going to make another album.
That's why he's going to be on his.
He just made something with Nipsey Hussle that was fire. But listen, I will agree. I think he is done. And when he did that CD with Kanye West, I saw I saw his decline. I saw that. I heard it in his lyrics, and they performed it live. I didn't like it.
Look, he disagrees.
Y'all forgetting about 444. Y'all forgetting about 444, which is one of his best albums. And
I'm not gonna forget about 444, but I'm gonna tell you something. He didn't perform 444. None of that stuff in 444, where you can see that he was looking like a grandpa up there. That whole album, maybe because it was the collab with Kanye. I don't know.
He didn't have Kanye on it. His last album,
you have a question. Mr. Coleman, you have a question. Somebody said, what song would you play of Jay-Z to pump up your football team?
To pump up my football team?
Football and anything. Pump you up with football. What song of Jay-Z would you use to get your team like hype? Come out the joint on fire.
It's a song on the Dynasty album. It was him, Emil, Memphis Bleak, and Beanie Siegel.
That song.
Listen, that song was dope. First of all, he performed that at every fucking concert he did.
Oh,
I like that song.
That song was dope. And to be honest with you, if I was to play a song for DMX and before out, it wouldn't be a song that played on the radio.
You're talking about Can I Get?
I wouldn't pick a song that was played on the radio for DMX.
But the thing about it is you're questioning what songs personally.
Are you picking Can I Get? You're picking that song.
What? No, I'm not picking that.
What?
You choosing a song that was on the radio.
Yeah.
No,
so what song are you talking about?
On that one. Benny Siegel.
You're talking about Jay-Z and Emil, and who else?
Jay-Z, Emil, Memphis Bleak, and Benny Siegel.
I remember that song, and it did give me hype.
Let's see. Okay. All right. Here we go. I think I know this one. Okay. The Fam. Let's see here. All right.
That album was dropped in 2000, Mr. Coleman.
Album.
The Dynasty. You're talking about the Dynasty. That's
Yeah. 2000.
Why you go black, PJ?
Oh, I was
this song.
That was a pretty decent album, though. Now that I think about it, was a pretty decent album.
That's not the song.
Nah, that's not it.
We'll find it for us because
you losing this argument, brother. Me, him, and her. No, it was called You, Me, Him, and Her.
Okay.
It is.
You're not gonna find it on YouTube.
Oh,
you talking about
this? I can find on YouTube.
This is what he's talking about.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, what he's talking about.
That trash? There you go.
And to be honest with you, I wouldn't play Jay-Z or DMX to kids. These kids don't listen to that shit.
Huh?
I said these kids don't listen to that. Why would I play any artist? They gonna play take this old shit off. These kids don't listen.
Who? Hey, Mr. Coleman, what's your top five? What's
Top
your
five.
Your top five,
No
sir.
order. No order. Biggie.
No order. Just your top five.
There's no order. Biggie, Tupac, Scarface. I'm gonna put one certain artist in there. Biggie, Tupac, Scarface. I'm gonna go with Snoop. And I always throw a current artist in my top five because that's who I bump to right now. I'm gonna put Big Crit. His career not finished yet.
I like Big Crit.
Always put a recent artist in the top 5. They might not be there right now, but that's my top 5.
I'm really not into. I can't follow today's hip hop. I don't know. For some reason I don't know why, but you know,
Hold did I say Jay-Z?
Part of my hold on. What?
Did I say Jay-Z?
You said Jay-Z.
Well,
forget that you
I thought
he said no. He didn't say Jay-Z. He said
yeah,
Big
take Snoop out, put Jay-Z there. My fault.
Okay, because that was his other one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now
yeah,
I agree with
Crit
him.
is my honorable mention.
Scarface is definitely he's in my top 5 in no particular order. Scarface, right? Tupac is definitely there.
That's number 1.
You know what I mean? That's your number 1. I mean,
You said in no particular order. Come on now.
No particular order. You know what I mean? Right? I'm gonna have to throw my man Nas in the mix.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna throw somebody from the old school from way back.
Do your thing.
KRS-One.
You like him over Rakim?
No, that's wait. Now y'all didn't give me my turn.
Oh my bad. I'm playing spoiler. My bad.
But no, so I can't say that I like him over Rakim. It's hard, but lyrically wise, KRS-One was fucking bananas. He could get at anybody. Anybody he could get at. His style was that dope. He was that dope of an artist. All right. My last but not least of my top 5. This
Go
has
throw
got
your man DMX in there.
I want to put DMX in there, but DMX is 6. He's number 6. He's number 6. I'm gonna have to say Q. I'm gonna say Ice Cube. I'm gonna say Q.
Sleeper. That's a good sleeper.
What's up, Kiki? Your turn, boo. What you got for us?
Okay. Definitely Faith.
Of course.
Definitely Rakim. I gotta say Jay-Z. I'm gonna throw old school. I'm gonna go older. I'm gonna go back. Cool G Rap was one of my good ones. Cool G Rap. And
in my top 10.
And Tupac. I'm gonna say Tupac.
Cool G Rap was underrated.
Tell me about it.
Yes, he was underrated. That dude was raw. And nobody gave him his props.
That mouthpiece, ridiculous. Go ahead, Dick Van White.
What's your top
that name out loud?
Yo, what up, Liz?
Let's see. How about Snow, Vanilla Ice?
I see what you're doing there.
No. I'm not gonna make a top 5. We're gonna say Beastie Boys next.
Oh, Beastie Boys. Yes, definitely Beastie Boys. Yes, definitely Beastie Boys.
Yo. Okay, so let me help you out.
Third base.
Third base, yes. Yes, got to remember third base too.
Yo, the gas face.
So gotta shout out for those guys who want to keep it real 100. So
Eminem, you gonna put Eminem as your number 1, right?
No, Eminem's number 1, regardless. Eminem's number 1 forever. So you don't even.
You know what? And so here's my argument with Eminem. Is Eminem a dope MC? Yes, without a question. He's a dope MC. But how many people can say you're going to hear his shit on repeat? You're going to go into a club and hear Eminem joint? Come on.
I don't think it's replay. I don't think he has a replay factor.
He doesn't.
There's some songs that I would play constantly.
To me,
Lose Yourself is that song.
I like to see Eminem live. So I wouldn't dare say.
So on that song, Renegade, he did fry Jay-Z on that song. He cooked Jay-Z on that song. He
definitely did. He definitely did. I think Jigga probably wanted to do his verse again. Now, him as an individual, him as Jay-Z as an individual, he's an ass. Like Like he's a whole entire asshole. I just listened to the Cameron on Drink Champs with Noriega. Oh, he did some Bama shit towards the Dipset when they came over to Rockefeller.
Yeah,
he did some Bama shit.
I saw that.
I mean, I don't even think Jay-Z comes off as a friendly person. Like we all think he fought like kind of an asshole.
Man.
And that might be a reason, but he's just a bigger artist.
I mean, you know, and I'm gonna say that you may be a big artist like that, and everybody's entitled to their opinion. You know what I mean? I just personally, I think that Jay-Z, did Jay-Z get lucky to fall in this position? I think so. But I think that certain people died, which created and made Jay-Z who he was. Did Jay-Z capitalize over that and use that to his benefit? Yeah. I think that's what he did, and that boils down to being a good businessman. He's a businessman.
But he still, if you drop the business aspect of it, he still could carry the artist point of it. He could carry it.
Not really.
He was
not as.
He could never make nothing else ever again and just go through his archives and you will be satisfied for years to come. Because you know what? The music has changed for people who it's changed for, but you cannot deny Jay-Z. I'm sorry.
You know, and that's you're entitled to your opinion there. I mean, you know, I'm not knocking that. I mean, you know, I just think, you know, I think Beyonce is like overrated. I shouldn't sing, but I really don't. I'm not a fan of Beyonce
used to rob people with dogs. Like he literally used to rob niggas with his dog.
He was mean. That part in Belly, all that when he made the dude take his clothes off. I believe DMX was that sort of nigga. Take your clothes off.
But DMX was that nigga. When you read it, listen to his documentaries, he was that nigga. Look, Mr. Coleman said he robbed niggas with his dog. Like nigga.
Yeah, you can dodge bullets, but you ain't gonna dodge this dog bite.
So when you have that type of caliber, individual, he was a gully dude. Jay-Z is not a gully dude. You see the way he is. He's never been gully.
Listen,
so Tone, I'm seeing your lane here. I'm seeing your lane here. Tone, he had more street cred than DMX. I mean, not DMX. He had more street cred than Jay-Z did. DMX did.
I agree with
more street cred than Jay-Z. So that resonates. You gotta understand. So that resonates in the hood, in the streets, more than Jay-Z. But when you say you say your statement, he was a bigger artist.
I feel that way.
Now we're taking the street side of it. It's not just
you can't never take the streets out of it. You can't never take because the streets are part of it.
Bigger artists.
The streets.
So who was a bigger artist in their prime, Eminem or DMX?
DMX was a bigger artist. DMX was a bigger artist than Eminem in his prime. Argue with me there.
We had more top hits.
How many? Okay.
Because don't go because that's what you're basing off of. You're basing everything off of the albums and album sales and hits. That's what you're doing. I'm doing the exact same thing. Eminem was a bigger artist than DMX was.
Yeah.
Based off of hits.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for saving me there.
Okay. I just I like M. Don't get me wrong. I like M, but he's not the dude that you're gonna hear like, yo, you're not at a party or you're not if you're at an event. Are they gonna throw on some Eminem and you gonna bop to Eminem, or would you bop to DMX?
But I'm telling you, DMX.
Both of them. Both of them. You could play an Eminem song. People are gonna play. They're gonna listen to DMX. The party up is what you. Party up, and for real, let's cut the crap here. Y'all do know that before 2 weeks ago, when that man took his last breath, y'all forgot about DMX catalog. You forgot, maybe not you, Tone, because you're a fan, but you forgot. And the last time any of y'all played a DMX song was when?
My game.
In my playlist, I always have to have some X, especially if I'm leaving out to fucking go get on the bike or do something like that. I got some X. You know what I mean? Because I want that. I need that. You know what I mean? That shit is like.
Guess who's in my playlist?
Oh, Eminem.
Eminem is in my playlist. Call it Michigan thing. I don't know.
That's what I'm calling it. There you go. That's exactly what I'm calling it. It's Michigan. It's support homegrown.
And I'm not mad at you for that.
I'm not mad at you for that. But how many events have you been to where you can say that they threw an Eminem joint on and rocked the building? How many clubs have you been to and they thrown an Eminem joint that rocked the building?
In his time, every club. In his time. You heard Eminem. Why do you think he was so hot?
When he was with 50?
What?
He was running with 50 in them. 50 was the Eminem put
actually when he was with Dre, when he was with Dr. Dre more so than 50.
No Eminem song
by himself to the grave.
What song would you hear in Eminem? Which song from Eminem would you hear in the club, Kiki? What song would you hear?
Slim Shady was one.
It's not something you rock in the club.
Forget about Dre. Forget about Dre.
The one with Dre. Come on.
That was on Dre's album. I'm talking about an Eminem. Well, hold on. I am talking
about. It wouldn't be a Dre album if it wasn't for Eminem. That nigga get canned. Did you see the documentary? He was done. They was ready to release him and drop him from everything. If it wasn't for Eminem, he would not have had a second career.
Listen, you gotta understand that during the time when when Eminem came out, we were still fucking with Dre real tough too. Dre pushed that nigga through the stratosphere. So stop it. And guess what? He pushed Dre through the stratosphere also. You can see how Dre music changed after his influence. Y'all can say what y'all want about Eminem. Maybe it's a New York thing. New Yorkers don't like Eminem.
The best thing Eminem did was put 50 on. The best thing Eminem did was put 50 on. Because 50 pushed both them niggas through the stratosphere. Let's be realistic here. Nobody else wanted to put 50 on. Nobody else wanted to put 50 on, and Dre and them put 50 on. There was one time you couldn't hear Dre. 50 was everywhere.
So my question to you, Tone, outside of playing Eminem now, because I agree with you, his replay factor is not as strong as other artists.
Zero.
We wasn't talking about replay factor. We was talking about hit. And that's what Dick Van White was going through.
Let me finish the question. My question between these two artists, because I'm getting back to a point. The first three albums that I guess you get year span. Top 4 years. Eminem top 4 years. I believe Eminem 4 years was way than DMX 4 years. As far as being on top of the rap game. In their prime. I ain't talking about now. I'm talking about at their prime. Eminem had a bigger career.
I said that, and no one heard me when I said in their prime, not talking about now, because real talk, you gonna throw right now. Everybody's playing DMX because he just died, but that song was not requested. It wasn't requested when it was played. You got your little thing on, and that probably was why they was changing records or changing whatever the fuck. It was not requested in no club, and you know that.
And this goes back to my street cred argument. A bigger artist, just because you talk about street cred, ain't no street cred. Let's get this straight. Eminem has zero street cred, unless he was in Detroit with old boy Trick. He really didn't have no street. He didn't have no street cred.
No, you don't. I mean, so
and he was a bigger artist.
Do this off the top of your head. Name me fucking. Name me 5 Eminem.
The whole Marshall Mathers LP. The whole album, Marshall Mathers. That was the most dope when the CD came out. The album, and not one DMX song is bigger than Stan. You can kill that.
And Liz, what Liz said is what I'm trying to say. Hold on, Tone. What Liz said is what I was trying to say. She said, I guess it depends on where you was living at the time. We was not playing M in the hood party. Probably not, which is why I can tell that. I said it must be some
okay, so you're at it. So when we go to a bike event, right? And we go to a party, that's a hood party? Is that a hood party? Would that be considered a hood party?
Yeah.
I play hood shit.
Okay.
When it come to rap.
Okay, so Jay Dilla, my man Jay Dilla. Now this is what M has cred in Detroit for battle rapping. As a battle rapper, M is top notch. You don't get no better than him as a battle rapper. That I'm going to give him. Top notch all the way. Battle rapper, yeah, you ain't fucking with M like that. The one song that I love from M, I'm going to say this. The one song that I love that I will repeat on is Till I Collapse.
I like Stan. I like anything. I could play Eminem front to back in my car and go to work and come home tomorrow and still play it. I could. I like Eminem. I did. I like D12. I did. I like Royce the 5'9". I did. I like the other dude with the big lips. I forget his name. I liked him.
But those dudes didn't. Their careers wasn't massive. Like all these ones that you're naming didn't have blow up like big careers.
I will not argue that, but at the time of that, when they did what they did, and they rolled his coattail, or they was along for the ride, they made a stamp. Was it long lasting? No, but they made a stamp in their time, and they ate.
Well,
they ate.
What stamp did D12 make? D12 didn't make no stamp, Kingy. They were just there. They're a little fucking.
You gotta remember Obi Trice. Obi Trice was the main guy. Obi Trice died, and it broke up the whole group.
Yeah.
He did.
And if Obi Trice didn't die, Obi Trice would have been another giant. I can say that. He'd have been another giant because he was nice like that. You know what I mean? Just nice. Like, we can say when 50 branched off and created G Unit. You know what I mean? None of G Unit was that big. Argue with me there. None of G Unit was that big.
Who else was in G Unit besides the dark-skinned dude from Tennessee?
You had Lloyd Banks. You had
the dark-skinned dude from Tennessee. What's his name?
The one that got caught fucking
Young Buck.
Young Buck.
Banks. Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo.
They weren't big like that.
Young Buck crack. Young Buck crack. Yayo. Depends on who you ask about Tony Yayo.
He was cracking them chumps backs is what he was doing.
Them two G Unit albums was huge.
The Game.
I'm gonna say that. The Game was the biggest.
Young Buck breaker.
Hey, Young Buck could have got it. I don't care what y'all say. Young Buck can get it.
Hey, and
he was giving it though. He was giving it though.
Young Buck can get it. Sorry.
Really?
Hey, Young Buck think a lot of people can get it. No matter what you working with.
No matter what you do. Shut the hands. You can get it with Young Buck. Shit, nigga. Love, man. I'm gonna give you a white boy that was underrated. What is this? They fucking love this joint because I could never get into that chopped and screwed shit.
Paul Wall.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That white boy there.
I'm a huge Houston music fan.
I couldn't get to the chopped and screwed. I tried and it was throwing me off. Not knocking it. I'm not knocking it.
It was to the point I was chopping my own CDs.
I was chopping my own CDs.
They in his realm down there, Paul Wall's the man.
I was talking like chopped and screwed too for a long time.
Really? That's what you're talking.
I was all flowing back there. But what about the other dude? What's the white dude? Not Tech Nine. What's the white dude name? Is that Tech
Nine? No.
What's the white dude name? What's his name?
Mac Miller?
Is that him?
No, Macklemore?
He had bars for days. I gotta think of the name because I saw him on something. I reshared it on my page because he went on.
So we're having these discussions about these hip hop artists, but one thing we all have to take into account is each one of these people that we're naming and we're going back for all had different styles. Their styles were completely different. So that puts them in a whole. Everybody's stars in their own right. They're superstars. Bubba Sparks. He was another white boy. But everybody has
Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly.
You know what I mean? So I'm just.
Thank you, Tavio. I like Machine Gun Kelly.
So who do you like when you look? So when we talk about Jay-Z, Jay-Z he's got his own style, and New York is feeling that style. Everybody loves his style. You had to love DMX's style. You go to, you know what I mean? Everybody, you can't. It's hard to compare them. You know what I mean? Who do you feel
the
has
funny
similar
part
style?
is you gotta remember.
Hold on, PJ. What's the last? What was your question, Tom? Who do I feel what?
Who do you feel has similar styles to each other? Can you name two artists that have similar styles?
You know what? I can't in my music's time because that was against the law. You couldn't have the same style as another rapper. So I liked you for that difference. So and today you can say all these suckers sound alike.
They sound the same. Everybody got the same beat. The beat is the same. Their flow is the same. You know what I mean? It's just
it's repetitive. It's factory made. It's factory made. That's these artists are factory made.
One of my good friends, she said this is why she loved Smoke so much because he was the only rapper out there that actually sounded like a man.
Who was that?
The rapper Pop Smoke that died, that got killed.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
But
okay. I mean,
and he way popular after he died because all good stuff started. He was recording. He had backlogs and music, and when he died, they released all his music and became a big star, like especially in New York. But they all do sound the same. I know one artist that started this to sound like somebody, and he switched that shit up quick. DMX and Ja Rule. Remember when Ja Rule used to buy all over?
Yes. Ja Rule's first album, and you couldn't tell him and DMX apart. You know what I mean? You couldn't tell. Now I'm gonna say this much. I was a Ja Rule fan too, because his first album was hot.
When DMX, Jay-Z, and Ja Rule all linked up, and they had Murder Inc., Rockefeller, and Rough Riders, they all collabed. That's when you notice they was all on the same tracks.
Yep.
You know who I like now? Who I think has immense potential. Cause for real, I gotta throw in. I forgot about what's his name? I am in work mind. What's his name? Chicken in the beard. Luda. I'm a Ludacris fan all day. I forgot about Ludacris, but the people that stand out,
like everybody else,
the people who stand out, I like. And right now, I think the baby has immense potential if he can stay out of jail. I like his music. I hear what he's saying.
Whatever track he gets on, he sounds the same.
I don't mind that. I can understand what he's saying, and he has a story. And the story that the videos go along with the stories, except for the one. But I like the baby. I do. I think
like
if he stay out of jail.
I like Luda.
I like Lil Baby.
Well, okay, so hold on. When you're talking about the baby, that would be like he would be like a DMX type thing. Jail is hindering his career. Is that fair to say?
I don't know. He's still pumping out hits.
Yeah.
I think that nigga got a mic in the jail cell.
I was gonna say because
I got a question for you.
You can have shit in jail.
I got a question for Mr. Combs.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair to say that Drake sounds similar to Jay-Z sometimes? Flow-wise.
Only sometimes when Drake thing. If he's featured on a song, he will switch up his go along with your flow on the song. And only time I hear Drake sound like is when he feature like he get on a little song, right? That's one of the new artists. He will switch up his flow so that his fans can relate to him. This is how he stays relevant. He jumps on other people's raps, on other people's songs. He give them that in his way, but still in that same style. And then the youngest be like, I like Drake. You know what I'm saying?
He's smart. He's a businessman.
Look, yeah, he is. Jay Dilla said Drake bit everybody's flow.
I just said that.
Yeah.
Unless he was unless he on his own song, he's been featured on a lot, he always switches his flow. He switches his flow up with the times. He's actually smart. He's actually smarter than a lot of artists out here.
Yes, he's ahead of his time.
That's why he's staying on top. And I agree. No, Caitlin, I agree with you. Yeah, he is whack. Because every time I look at Drake, the only thing I see from Drake is Degrassi. And I'm like,
hey, y'all gotta understand, Drake, he ain't for everyone, but Drake has been running the game since
played it smart.
05.
It's been 20 years.
05,
Is it 20 years? Is it 20 years he's been in the game?
On top. Yeah, he's been running it. He has. You can love him, you can hate him. He has one of the most phenomenal runs in the rap game.
Okay, but business-wise, you got to give him his props. He's a businessman, like Kiki said. He's a businessman too. Drake, to live that long in the game and stay on top, you have to be business-minded. You have to be. Without that, you don't last.
You better.
You don't last. You can be the hottest artist out there, and you can have the hottest flow. You can have the hottest everything. But if you don't have that business sense behind you, you're gonna fall. That's why Jay-Z was able to stay on top.
I think his marketing, the way you can hate it, you can love it or hate it, but the way that he switches his style, like you gotta understand. You listen to Drake in 06, it's not the same Drake you get now. But in 06, with him, when the Trey Jones, the little dub, like that was the hit back then because that's what people wanted.
Tavio, you jumping the gun because I'm getting ready to go there. Tavio, don't jump the gun, bro. You know what I mean? We're doing all this talk, right? We're doing all this talk. Where does Lil Wayne fit into this category?
Nowhere.
Hold up, what?
No freaking where, except the rehab. He needs to go to rehab.
To the side.
I'm sorry. It's Lil Wayne had one good hit, and then pretty much everything else you can act like you're in Plant Crash all you want.
Are you crazy?
Let's be fully honest. If anyone who's liking Lil Wayne is on the same medication that he is on, I'm sorry.
Are you speaking of the present or are you speaking of his
I'm
career?
speaking of past, present, and possible future. He's what?
He was the most popular.
He was just there.
You can't forget his Hot Boy Cash Money run.
That was it.
No,
and everything else. And then when he went solo, and then he goes solo, he has one hit. He goes solo, has one big hit, and then everything else is people can't. He's pretty much the creator of mumble rap.
He hasn't listened to Carter 1, Carter 2, Carter 3.
I don't need to listen to any of the Carters.
The block is hot.
That's why you're making this.
Miss Kiki, please talk. Please, go ahead. You've been silent way too long.
Huh?
He was
Kiki over there shaking her head.
His mixtape run was hotter than a lot of artists run.
Okay, yo.
So is he on the Stratosphere's DMX then?
Yes. In his own right, yes. In his own right, those Carters. In his own right, yes.
Kiki's about to fall off her chair.
Kiki, Mr. Coleman, is in his own right. Was he that much of a star?
Yes.
I think so. Jay Dilla said it. He's like, Lil Wayne carry Cash Money. Carry Cash Money.
He was the #1 rapper at a time. Like at a certain period, he was the guy. He was on everybody's song.
Thank you.
Every mix sold more than other artists out.
Just to have him on the remix at that time.
And I still not even Carter 1, Carter 1, Carter 2.
Look, Jay Dilla just said it. Jay Dilla just said it. Lil Wayne had a few years where he was literally on every radio hit, damn near. And after that, carrying Cash Money before that. There's no lie in that statement. There's no lie in that statement. You couldn't turn on the radio and hear a remix without Lil Wayne on it. Okay, moving on. I see what you're saying. Moving on. And somebody asked me, T.I.P. Tip, where does he fit in that? Oh, shit, a thumbs down.
Overrated.
That's what I'm saying about Lil Wayne.
Overrated.
Lil Wayne is
Tip
not
is good. Tip, but people, I just feel like people just be putting him up too high on the pedestal. He decent. He good.
I'm gonna tell you why. in my opinion, because they mixing the man with the music. They giving him all the credit instead of just, if you separate him where his music is and his persona is, I think he would value lower. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
because they adding his whole total package together, he up there. You got to give it to him, PJ. You tripping?
How big is his catalog? How big is Tip's catalog?
No, he got CDs. He got. I just don't like his music that much. I don't think his music was that great. He had his hits.
First album,
he has hits though.
My opinion, his first albums was fucking fire. His first albums was usually what it was. That's what I felt.
Features.
He has hits. I just can't put him. He can't be top 5.
He wouldn't be my top 5.
He might be a Southern top 5 or top 10.
Well, now the Southern thing, that he's going to be a top 5 to them, to the South. You know what I mean?
He would be in my top 10. My top 5 I'm a little selfish with.
I can't tell you that he would be in my top 10.
Yeah, I'm a little selfish with my top 5 because those are people that I always listen to all the time, and I know their music backwards and forwards.
Yo, Kaylin, she said the King
Am I done?
overrated.
Am I done?
Nah, so she trying to tell you nah. You know, I mean,
he's definitely a Southern legend.
I want to finish my
He's a
statement.
Southern legend.
A Southern legend, yes, I give you that.
I want to finish my goddamn statement.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kiki Love. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish your statement.
God damn. I'm not a yeller, and I ain't even cussing that much today. But I cannot. I was saying I cannot add Tip in my top 5 because I'm selfish with my top 5 artists. Because those people that I listen to all the time, I know their music frontwards and backwards. I know the lyric for lyric, word for word, tape for tape, album for album, and I can't say that about Tip. In my top 10, yes, because I know at least 1 or 2 or 3 songs off of every album that he put out, so I can say he can be in my top 10, and he is consistent. And I like his personality, and I like what he brings to the game, and I can understand him. So yeah.
I got a question for you, Kiki. I know this gonna be a tough one for you, Kiki.
All right,
Who
Mr.
you
Coleman.
like more? Who you like more, T.I.P. or Ludacris?
Ooh.
Ludacris. It ain't tough. Ludacris.
Okay.
Ludacris. I'm a Luda fan. Look, I'm telling you, I know all Luda shit.
Luda's very consistent and very underrated.
Yeah. And he could have got it.
There it is. I knew it was coming.
Hey, Young Buck said that too. Young Buck said that too.
No, damn. I'm just saying.
Listen, Ludacris was consistently the same, but you could understand his flow. He came with it. He had no one else is in Ludacris lane. You cannot find another artist that you can liken or mimic or have similarities to how he get down. You just won't.
It's his style. He had his own style.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know what I mean? So you look at it, everybody has their own style. You know what I mean? Like, yo, as a Southern legend, all day long will be Luda. It's going to be Tip. You know what I mean? It's going to be that's Southern legends. If you want to talk about groups, Outkast is Outkast is a whole nother motherfucker. That's not even over there.
Cadillac country music.
And you know what I mean? Ludacris is one of the most originals to do it. He is.
Outkast, UGK.
Get out my way. That shit is still my thing, man. Listen, Slim. I'm driving and I hear move, bitch, get out the way, come on. I'm going bonkers in the car. I'm driving super aggressive. I'm road raging like a motherfucker when that song comes on.
You're that anyway.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I ain't gonna lie. I am. Oh my God.
Tony, I hate to tell you a little bit in your little shadows, when you're looking down a little bit, you kind of got a DMX cast today.
Okay.
Just so you know, today you kind of looking, certain angle in light. You're giving me dark man. You're giving me dark man.
So now, hold on. Let me ask you this: we've discussed East Coast, we've discussed Texas, down south, and everything like that. Let's go to West Coast.
Let's go.
Because there was one time, yo, if you were from the East Coast, you was not supposed to listen to the West Coast.
Tupac and Snoop.
Tupac was really good.
Hold on, I got
shout out to the Digital Underground. Shock G, thank you.
Yeah, Shock G is gone. Black Rob is gone.
Right.
Hold on. when you say Snoop and you say Tupac, I don't think they can fuck with Ice Cube. I don't think they can fuck with Cube. I don't think they can fuck with Cube. And I'm being real. And I'm not taking nothing because Snoop, his fucking tenure is bananas. He's been all around the fucking continent to do his thing. And he's done it everywhere he went. But Ice Cube, lyrically, man, nah.
That's the king. Thank you. I agree with you.
You ain't barking up that tree. I see Mr. Coleman's face like, nah, but yo, Cube, man, Cube, I'm trying to tell you, Cube, man.
I think Cube is definitely forgotten. I think his movie career overshot it.
I agree. Keep going.
Shut up. That's because you were born in 86. Shut up. Let me tell you something.
85.
85.
Shut
up. I'm gonna be
I have technology. I know how to find stuff.
Hush your mouth.
I got uncles and aunts that gave me tapes.
I'm gonna tell you something about people, right? I'm gonna tell you what we do. We will grab the last thing that you know about a person because people who listen to music, who understood, would never make that mistake. Ice Cube put his foot on the West Coast game, and a lot of people, speaking of Snoop and all them, they liken themselves behind him. Ice Cube's music career was bananas from the time that he was with NWA, and he carried that shit when he was by himself until he joined on with Dub C and all them. But Ice Cube, arguably, was tearing the West Coast up. Period. That music shit,
so
the movie career shit, it's for two people.
He taught West Coast, even down the East Coast.
Yeah, when he went with
But I kind of agree with Mr. Coleman in some way. What you're saying is because now you're looking at his career and you're looking at a whole. Yeah, his movie career has. I don't think he get enough flowers.
I don't think he get enough flowers that he deserved because. Yes, you fuck with Cube. You listen, you know his catalog. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people that forget that shit. You just said to have a person be like, what? You right? They not thinking that on a normal and because of that, because people mind his movie career is just as impactful as his. I don't know that way. Let me delete that. The last edit, Mark. His movie career is very good. His movie career is very good.
Phenomenal. But, yes.
Phenomenal, yes, I agree.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a real good actor. He had a good 10 years, and unfortunately, people remember those movies because for the last how many years he's been acting?
A
lot of people forget that. They don't give him his flowers.
And I stand up on him.
I'm gonna give you another person. Hold on, I'm gonna give you another person that they don't give their flowers to. They don't give them props to. And you're gonna LL Cool J.
Yes.
Say whatever.
And he's a Capricorn. He's a Capricorn.
No, shut up, Piggy. Don't start that shit.
Birthday. January 14th.
I don't care. But people sleep on LL and be like, oh, that's just LL. The dude's catalog is long. You know what I mean? And here's a true fact. When Jay-Z came over to help Def Jam, he scrapped. He didn't want LL to drop that last album because it was going to interfere with Jay. Argue with me. Look it up. Because that's the GO album. Last album before LL's last album, he barked on Jay-Z on
greatest of all time.
He barked. And hands down. You know what I mean? Before there was a Jay-Z, there was an LL Cool J. And LL Cool J has the same body that Jay-Z has. You know what I mean? And LL possibly can go almost hit with Jay-Z.
I believe so. And he went through the 80s into the 90s. I think even smacked the 2000s.
To the 2000s.
Don't play with
longevity. That dude, but like Mr. Coleman said earlier, these young cats, they're not going to look at that. LL Cool J, who the fuck is that? That's nobody. But for us,
that's a man on CSI.
Yeah, and that's what they're gonna look at, and that's because it refers back to what he was saying. They're gonna look at your movie careers, what you on TV. They don't look at, this dude was a pioneer. He was a pioneer.
But you know what the problem is? You're giving them their flowers, but when it's actual like media people that's in the industry and they have documentaries and stuff like that, they don't mention him. They don't. and he should be mentioned. And that's
And
why
that's the problem.
it's hard when you go through a history lesson of teaching the younger generation documentaries. They shit on them. They shit on them.
And that's the problem right there, because you're talking about these younger dudes, these younger guys that are sitting here making these documentaries now, and they weren't there then. They never really paid attention to that. But LL was the man. That was the nigga that was taking your girl back in the day, and he can flow. He was that dude that had a song for every mood you was in. L was that man. And it's not, and that's just what it is, man. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? You gotta look at these people. So back in the days, and I constantly have these arguments with a lot of these younger guys. Without some of these older artists, you wouldn't exist today.
Those are facts.
Your career would be you wouldn't be getting what you're getting right now. You have to look at them and put them in an argument with these new arguments. You have to put them in it. And people like LL Cool J, definitely, man, definitely. Yo, what up, baby?
I 100% agree with you. I want you to take this with you, because I love that statement. But take this with you as I depart.
Okay.
And I keep listening to you all. Okay. LL was a whole Capricorn. That's why he's great. Y'all have a good.
Oh my God. Yo, I am going to put out there. Yo, I bet you Kiki can't. I know Kiki can't go a day. We've already proved that. Kiki can't go a day without saying Capricorn. Without referencing Capricorn, she cannot do it. She cannot do it.
She can't.
I get it. She's a whole Capricorn.
We watch TV shows, and I wonder if that actor's a Capricorn.
Yo, yo, here's some real shit. So when you talk about, let's talk about storytellers. So and I see people talking about it, and they brought up Slick Rick. You know what I mean? Was a storyteller. Who was good at who would you look at? And Mr. Coleman, I'm gonna say even up to right now today. Can you give me 5 top storytellers that was like good storytellers?
That's a good question. Honest moment. I know Slick Rick. My parents raised me off of Slick Rick. Every time I listen to a song, he was telling a story and he could paint the picture perfect. So I would throw him in there. Biggie for sure. Biggie was a great storyteller.
Okay. Kiki hit one that I'm gonna tell you that I'm agree with. Dana Dane.
I think Snoop was a good storyteller.
Maybe. But, okay, so some people said Wale. Somebody said Wale is a good storyteller, right? They saying Pac is a storyteller.
Yeah, he is. He's a good one. There's some stuff
because he can go either way.
He did. He did.
What song are we looking at? Are we talking about when Brenda had a baby? He portrayed that story. Could you visualize it? I can visualize that. Okay. Somebody said Caitlin said Tip is a storyteller. I don't know about that. No. You know what I mean? Scarface is why
Scarface is definitely the whole Ghetto Boys. The fact that Jay Prince put together two tell stories about the hood. They was a group. They didn't even know each other when they first started. They didn't even know each other, and he put them 3 together because they was good storytellers. Kiki said Drake.
Drake, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about Drake being a storyteller?
Only good story told was back to back when he carried Meek Mills. That was a great story.
Yo, this joint was so hot that we out of time, y'all. You know what I mean? Are we up?
Yeah, you're done.
My God. This was good. All right, look, y'all. This is Real Talk Uncensored. Kiki left. I'm Tone. That's Mr. Coleman. You know what I mean? We Real Talk Uncensored, man. We see y'all next week. Peace.
All right.